Three cheers for the champions, the glorious and the adored, those whom fate has chosen as its children, the righteous, the vengeful, the fortunate. But fate has a narrow view, and its blessings limited. For in Tahiri, those who the eyes of fate has not gazed upon see a world unkind. If you are born here, your chances aren't great. The poor live in keeps of squalor, ridden in filth and contagion. Those who seek opportunity find a life of struggle. Some turn to banditry, casualty, even cruelty. The most desperate turn to the occult, selling themselves as fodder for devils or evil gods. Many end up in the pile, their remains to be burned to ash and swept away by the wind. So it goes. Yet, there is one more option. Precarious, compromising, preferred by a few. A life reforged in the ways of the guild, whether by conscription, by barter, or by debt. Whether from the streets of Siglasia, the seas of Turnvul, or the gallows of Larian, the Order of the Far Travelers take all who can prove themselves a worthwhile investment. Serving as mercenaries, specialists, and experts in collections and acquisition, from the temples of Chalt to the reaches of Arcana, to the coffers of those petty, indebted nobles. No longer can one be judged by their station, only by the coin you can make for the Gold Mercers Guild. If you can afford your life under their shadow, that is the gallows humor. Three cheers for the champions. Three cheers for the bottom line.
What's up, everyone? Thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's game. My name is Matt, your chaotic and writer, and this is the Gallows Humor. This is, I guess you could call it episode 3, although I technically don't consider it a campaign. It's supposed to be a collection of one-shots, which when you really think about it, it is a campaign. That's what a campaign is a collection of one-shots. You take a shot every time you play, and it could be just, a continuation of previous things. My goodness, I really should just call this a campaign at this point. But the reason that I call it a collection of one-shots is, at least in my mind, it makes it easier for people to come in and be available to play or not available to play as their availability and their bandwidth allows for it. But in any case, this is a faction-based series following the Gold Mercers Guild, which is one of the presently three factions that are going to go head-to-head in this arc of the Auroraverse. Now, if you were curious about what is this, Matthew, what is this Auroraverse thing? Well, it is a cooperative, living D&D universe. Many dungeon masters, many campaigns, many more players, and one universe where all these things take place in. There are multiple streams that participate in the game's set. That is to say, multiple streamers who participate in many of the games set before you in the Auroraverse, this being one of them. And before we get started, I just want to say happy holidays, everybody. We are closing in on the midpoint of December. This is typically a slow time, I guess a more chilled time for Project Aurora, but there are some big plans in store for January. So if any of y'all are interested in joining a community that is centered around tabletop role-playing and is centered around awesome kick-ass fighting maneuvers, awesome epic scenes in combat, some goofy shenanigans happening within a social space, and just all around fun, then please go ahead and click on that Discord link in chat. Special thanks to everybody in chat that has popped in tonight to see the session. And of course, we have our roster of players. Allow me to introduce them to you tonight. Hello, everyone. Hello. So, we have 5 players this evening. We have, going from left to right, in this case, we have Squigs playing as Blaze. How you doing? How you doing? I can't do the Blaze voice. Sorry. And then we have Limbit playing as Ventress. Hello. We have Phoenix V playing as Dorn. We have Narth playing as Wambo. You mean like an appendix like the organ, or like an appendix like the rest of the... Are you literally like a brain connected to an appendix? All right. Oh, shit. 1 second. I do this every time because my headset apparently is my...
Can't hear us.
There we go. Now we can do it. My headset is basically a sound card, and every time I use this headset on my work computer, what ends up happening is that voice mod forgets that this sound card exists. So therefore, I have to go in and retell my actual sound card that this headphones, it's stupid. Anyways.
That is stupid.
It is stupid. But let's blaze past this. We got Squigs playing as Blaze. Quick hi.
Yeah.
We have Ventress playing Limbit playing as Ventress.
Yellow.
We got Phoenix V playing as Dorn. We got Narth playing as Wambo.
Mediocrity knows nothing higher than itself.
Okay, that's slightly better. The whole appendix thing was...
Yeah, no, I'm glad I got a second try at that.
All right, and then last but not least, we have ourselves a new player debuting in this space under the Gallows Humor series of one-shots. We have Oscar Coinmantle being played by Blackman Inc. / Sean.
What's going on?
Yo.
Fantastic. And of course, welcome to the party and welcome to the games. Good to see you, for sure.
It's exciting. It's exciting times.
Yeah,
This is going to be a good game.
absolutely. And I got some
fans for you.
I got some stuff planned for everybody, for sure. For the evening, before we get started, I always have to ask some sort of dumb question. I say dumb question because usually comes off whatever. My sense of awkwardness is just part of my personality. It's what I end up bringing to the table every time I stream. It's all good. But listen, hey, I have a special question for you. And this question is, Is cereal a soup? I'm going to start with, let's go middle of the row here. Phoenix. Phoenix B.
No, I don't think it's soup at all. I mean, there is no
What is your argument? Oh, okay. Broth. Is it just broth?
Yeah. Well, broth and, depends on if you're a vegetarian or a beef lover. Like, I like certain soups that are vegetable soups, and I like other soups that are like chicken.
Okay. Well.
And the broth makes all the difference, really. Plus, milk can't be considered broth, can it? Unless you go for creamy soups.
I mean, the soup, milk is part of the broth. Maybe milk is a broth substitute. I don't know. Hey, Wambo. Next up, is cereal a soup?
Well, my dear Matthew, it depends upon which kind of cereal you mean. For the kind of cereal which I had for breakfast this morning, which was oatmeal, you could assume that might be a soup, seeing as it is cooked, warm and hot. I know that there are cold soups out there, but I imagine that those are not exactly what we are talking about here. So I would say that oatmeal is a soup. Lucky Charms is not a soup.
Is oatmeal even a cereal?
Yeah, I think it counts as a cereal. It's like a hot cereal, right?
That's another question. It's another good question.
Answer this question based on Israel is not soup unless you eat your cereal full of boiled meat, fish, or vegetables. Totally. Lucky Charms with some boiled pork goes so well.
All right. Sean, coming swinging. Is cereal a soup?
I'd have to say no. I don't think it counts as a soup. It also brings up the question: is cereal technically a salad with the milk as the dressing?
Oh, that's another good question. That's a good point. Good point. Slippery slope to call one thing what it might not be into another thing. What it might
salad
not
for
be.
breakfast every day. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, you got the seasoning on it. Got the dressing. Pretty good.
Basically croutons. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's continue. Let's all continue to double, triple, quadruple down and upset chat as much as possible. And let's move this over. Let's move this over to Limbit.
Of course, cereal is not a soup. Due to the ingredients and the fact that it has no broth, as milk is not considered a broth on its own.
Okay. Fair assessment. I dig it. Okay. Last but not least, Squigs.
Oh, cereal is a stew, and also I'm about to upset you even more by saying that Pop-Tart is, in fact, a sandwich.
There's a pastry.
It's a sandwich.
A Pop-Tart's supposed to be put into a toaster, if you did not know.
Oh, but if you
So
heat
is
it up,
toast. Toast
is it a
used to make the
panini?
sandwich. It's two pastries into a center. Therefore, it is a sandwich.
By that logic, so is a toaster strudel.
Exactly.
But that's literally classified as a pastry.
It's
Same
a
with an
sandwich.
apple fritter.
That's also a sandwich.
Is to that extent is Lucky Charms maybe just a disassembled pastry?
Yes.
Which means it's a disassembled sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like where this is going.
Everything's a sandwich.
This is getting out of control.
Nothing
Okay.
is a sandwich, and I will explain to
A
you
salad
why.
is a sandwich.
Oh my fucking gosh.
Bullshit. Unless, theoretically, you put the salad between two pieces of bread.
No, it's a deconstructed sandwich. Croutons.
Croutons can't be considered bread, as they're more chip.
No, it's entirely bread.
Well, I feel like
Matt, save us.
we've gotten everybody properly fired up, and we're more than happy. We're willing to transition to a D&D game in order to escape the bottomless pit of the question and the questions resulting from the question that have been kicked off in a cascade.
I'm gonna be like, oh, can I have a cereal for breakfast? I would like kale and carrots. Great. Sorry. Wait. Yeah, my bad.
No.
Oh, that's such a
No
sad
soup for you.
song. We're gonna go with something different.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything? Do you have the
yeah,
thing?
there's nothing
I
playing
got
right
idle.
now.
No,
Yeah.
it's accidentally on mute. Just scroll it up.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
DJ
it's there.
Chaotic Can in the house.
All right.
Got a bit of
Fantastic.
mystique in there.
Yeah.
I have super high saturation on my camera here. I'll adjust it later. So, everybody, are you ready for a game of Dungeons and Dragons this evening?
Yes.
Oh, yes, already.
Give or take.
Yep.
You say give or take?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, come on.
You can never be ready.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, we already have some player inspiration coming in hot.
Oh.
We have +1 token going to Ventress because he's the only normal one. Ducky said that. And
The
then
only
we have
normal one?
the only normal one from our previous discussion that I will not talk about again.
Oh,
And then we have one going to Wambo from Maxfish. That's a plus 1d4 roll. And then
what was mine?
yours was just a +1 token.
Oh, okay.
Not just a +1 token. It is a +1 token. Okay. So, without further ado, let us enter the setting that we left off from. In the Gallows humor, we've seen the plight of an entire party, originally individuals who were imprisoned and put on death row, saved from their grim fate by a figure, part shadowy, part flamboyant, an individual named Slog Dumak. This bugbear, official of a faction known as the Gold Mercers Guild, managed to buy their lives, buy their freedom, I guess you can say, in exchange for a debt, which is not really how that works, interestingly enough. However, in order to pay off this debt, you have been impressed into the Gold Mercers Guild, and you've been sent to the Isle of Nil Fate in order to participate in an onboarding ceremony. In that process, you were given the task to free up the Great Hall and the West Wing of that Great Hall from a spirit that inhabited the space, causing damage to multiple items within the museum and pushing away all of the living inhabitants. After gaining some intel from the members of the Gold Merchants Guild within the lodge that you were staying, you ventured in to the Great Hall. And there you found, as it was briefed to you, the skull of a dragon placed upon a dais. The dragon spoke with you. You and the dragon knew what must be done. But the dragon offered an alternate option. An option of which he stated, in his own words, would benefit you in the long run. Would unveil secrets that you didn't know about the Mercers Guild. And in that pact of promise and self-preservation, the dragon spirit, otherwise referred to as the Witness, had essentially and collectively entered your bodies as a passenger, a spirit of which can communicate with you silently, a creature that can provide you insight on the things around you, a creature that in rare circumstances might be able to step in to help, perhaps. But of course, you feel, each of you, that you are all between a rock and a hard place, in debt with the Mercers Guild. A guild that seems to, at one point, be treating you fairly decently in its accommodations, but in another point seems to be quick to remind you of your obligation to it. And this dragon spirit, of which is ancient and powerful, and against individuals such as yourselves, mere mortals, how would you be able to handle these pressures put on you individually and as a party? Plus, there are the many more opportunities that the Mercers Guild are likely to provide to you. Opportunities that will allow you potentially more monetary compensation, a way for you to pay off that debt. The choices that you have to make are vast, but in this precise moment, you find yourself stepping out of the great hall of Thunderjaw Keep and back to the lodge where you had left. Many of you are injured with scrapes and bruises. However, after the experience you had, this seems to be almost just something with your aesthetic appearance. As you find yourself standing, in some part, a little taller, a little more confident in each other's abilities as a party. And as you are approaching the lodge, you find yourself being met by a familiar face. It is the face of Wambo's confidant.
Fucking Wambo.
Is that Whatso?
That would be
Believe
Whatso. Whatso? Believe so.
Yeah.
Quite so.
Quite so. As soon as he sees each of you approach, he runs up and he says, You made it out. Were you successful?
Of course, we were successful. What did you expect?
If we weren't successful, we wouldn't be here.
Now get us a drink.
I'm with you, buddy.
Whoa. Fantastic. This is good indeed. Good. It's this way I don't need to tell everybody inside any bad news. By the way, I guess they're all waiting for you just inside here. They have a little bit of a reception for you.
Ah, wonderful. I can't wait for them to tell us those replicas cost a shit ton of money.
Oh,
And they probably do, but calm down. It's fine. Not money is
Inside,
everything.
there are a lot of them.
God, they were all fake. Fine.
Blaze just kicks the door.
As soon as the door is kicked open, you get a round of applause from everyone.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in the form of a surprise party, but of course they sort of do it all on cue. And as soon as the applause dies down, Ilsium steps forward and says, "Congratulations on your first mission completed for the Gold Mercers Guild." And then the other two standing next to him step forward and basically repeat the same thing. "Congratulations on your first mission completed with the silence." I told you to
what's
say it with
going
more
on?
enthusiasm.
Listen to your boss over there. Where's the enthusiasm?
Wait.
What's pizzazz? Come on, you gotta be like, congratulations on your
Entry-
first successful mission.
Ventress noticed that there's one missing. Aren't there 3 disciples?
Oh, he's probably dead.
I mean, you could certainly ask about it.
So, big guy, where's the third one?
Oh, the third one. They're climbing the mountain in the middle of the island.
Ah, you saw him sneak in the pantry, I see.
He what?
You're
I was sending him on this for another punishment altogether. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna get this guy killed.
You're gonna have a mortal enemy.
Wait, just go. Wait. Oh, it was that one.
Ventress, you very distinctly see the look on the other two's faces, and like they're very subtly making this look at each other because they don't want their superior yelling at them, but the superior is but each of them are basically like, this goblin is gonna get us killed. Like that's what the look is.
Ventress is gonna nod. Just slightly.
Warren will go, "Oh yeah, I think they were all sharing cake as well. I saw them eat something that looked pretty good."
Oh.
Yes, and I might whisper over to him. One must always be careful never to trust completely in the words of drunks.
Hey.
I'm not drunk yet. I need more drinks first.
Technically. Anywho.
In a quick moment, you see Timothy Cheese step forward and say, "Hey, you made it back. That's fantastic. Here." And she literally has like milkshakes prepared for all of you.
Oh my god.
And she is like, "3 cheers for the new party in the Gold Mercers Guild. Hip hip." And then the two orcs behind her go, "Hooray."
I just look directly at Wambo and just go, "Look, I don't know what the problem is. It's free food. Just accept it. It's kind of good." I'm just gonna grab one of the milkshakes and I'm gonna start drinking it, cigar in hand.
This is the most interesting deconstructed sandwich I've ever had.
What's-o here? I have a question for you, Wambo.
What's it? Spit it out.
It seems that, how do I put this? Well,
Get it out already.
Excuse me, only I can talk in a degrading manner to What's-o.
I'm just gonna shoot him a look.
I just wanted to let you know that, it seemed like one of the Gold Mercers Guild members was having a bit of a breakdown in one of the rooms. And, also, hey, it reminds me, did you hear about the new member that stepped in just not too long ago?
New member.
Yes,
Go on.
there was I overheard some discussion from Slog that he was looking for, another person to, join in this group. And, in particular to, to replace the Fire Genasi.
I see that there is some bad blood in here. Well,
Looks like we gotta go speak with our new recruit.
Exactly. Who knows? Maybe it might be better than recruits than the other two over there. As I look over at the other two that's right next to the drill sergeant, just giving the most shit-eating grin possible.
They're gonna kill you in your sleep.
Oh, they are.
let the hazing begin, my friends.
So with so many things happening at once, with all of the people clapping, with the weird display by the quartermaster, with Timothy Cheese handing you all shakes, with What's-o giving you information that he overheard, you suddenly hear a scream coming from upstairs. In particular, you see a sprite dart down from the upstairs, and she's like, there's a giant snake! There's a giant snake!
Oh, this sounds like a job for Ventress Serpent Blade.
Giant animals, let's get this.
I am going to pour out this milkshake into the plant. I don't trust it with a single bit.
It's free food!
And she points at a particular door upstairs, and it's literally like the room almost just up the stairs to the right. So in which case I will switch over the scene so that y'all are present there.
Oh, I have suddenly switched sides.
I've seen it.
Oh.
Up.
That would be this room right here.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, in the meantime, Oscar. Oscar, you've spent the last 10 minutes in this office, sitting on a pretty comfy, pretty luxurious couch. There are a number of pieces of food prepared on a plate in front of you. There's a milkshake. There's a bottle of wine, which is kind of a weird combination of things, but all three of these things are before you. And for a good portion of the 10 minutes, you've been kind of sitting back, your legs crossed. Slog Dumac has been going through some very basic details about the Gold Mercers Guild and your own impressment into the guild. Before this, you remember being in a having a conversation with with an official, like an what's the term? Like a liaison for the law enforcement in Siglesia, based upon a recent crime. And in walked somebody who had offered to basically pay the sentence outright in exchange for employment, which you saw as a win-win situation. Given your recent fortunes, and knowing a little bit already about the Gold Mercers Guild from what you have heard through the grapevine, through news being told by heralds in Siglesia, by the broadsheets, this seems to be an opportunity of which you feel might grant you some capability in seeing some renewed fortunes. However, at this precise moment, you have a massive snake in front of you that managed to slip in through the door sitting next to you very quickly and started thrashing about the room, and Slog is yelling, trying to get this snake to leave. What is your reaction?
How good is this milkshake and wine in front of me?
Let's see. The milkshake itself. See, the difference here is that you actually got the opportunity to choose what flavor, and the others didn't. They just got whatever flavors were available, just like chocolate or raspberry or strawberry or whatever. So in terms of the quality of the shake, it's a really good shake. In terms of what flavor it is, you had a say in that. So I guess my question for you is, what flavor is this shake?
It'll probably a caramel shake.
Gotcha.
Or caramel.
Like salted caramel?
Yeah, like salted caramel.
Gotcha. It is a fantastic shake. It is creamy, it is sweet, it is delicious. The wine sitting right next to you is, I mean, in your heyday you've had better, but for pleasantry, for immediate accommodation, it's pretty decent.
It's no elven wine, so Oscar would probably be sitting there, kind of relaxed, drinking his milkshake carefully. Probably has a napkin sort of tucked in to make sure it doesn't spill on him. Kind of with his cane in his other hand, taking a look at this snake that's thrashing around, and he's going to look at this guy and ask him, well, need any help over there? Looks like you're having a little bit of trouble.
And you're saying this to Slog,
Slog,
in particular?
yes. Yeah, it's a Slog.
Slog is on his feet, and he has been bellowing at the top of his lungs. I realize I need to update the token. Well, that's fine. I'll do that in a moment. As he's doing all of this, roll an insight check on Slog.
Got a 7.
7.
Lucky 7s.
Lucky 7s. Slog seems like he's extremely agitated. He definitely seems like, as you remember, everything was absolutely a pleasant. Everything was absolutely a pleasant affair before the snake came into the room, and he doesn't feel threatened, but he is very, very angry that the snake is ruining a lot of his office. There are broken wine bottles. There's a busted up chair that it wrapped around with the end of its tail and it chucked across the room. There's a bunch of books strewn all over the floor. There's quite a bit going on. But you yourself don't feel threatened by this snake. Is that correct?
Oh, that's correct. He would sit there and kind of still relax unless he specifically acts for something or the snake looked towards him.
In which case, I mean, you could also do a nature check on the snake, since this is an animal that seems to be acting in a very elaborate way.
13.
13's pretty good. 13's enough to say that you know snakes typically don't rush into places and smash things. Snakes don't typically get angry like this. Usually they are fight or flight or they're hungry for something. This says more that this snake is not necessarily a wild beast, and you don't really have any reason to be afraid of it. It seems like this snake is upset very specifically at Slog for one reason or another. To your question, Slog is going to be like, get this. I'm sorry. This is not supposed to be happening. I told you that I would have a different discussion with you. He's like saying this pointed at the snake, and the snake is just like sticking his tongue out at him as he bites down on his desk, taking the entire ink bottle and then chucking it on the wall and then having all the ink start pouring down the floor. It's like, and then he looks over to you and says, "You don't happen to have any restraining magics or anything like that, do you?"
Perhaps, but is this how you always conduct business?
This is not always how I conduct business, but is there? Do you want to help?
He'll kind of put down his shake, lightly dust himself off. As long as I don't get dirty.
And he looks over to you and he looks down to the thing. He's like, "You hear that, you blasted fool? If you get this one's suit the least bit tarnished, I will have you in the deep cellars for weeks."
Oh, easy there now. Trust me, this little thing couldn't possibly get my suit dirty.
I think it just tore a piece of a desk off. I would not call it little.
So, is there any particular action you want to take against the snake, or in assistance to Slog, or do you want to just kind of sit back and watch the thing?
He is going to he will cast, let's just try casting a suggestion on the snake.
Okay. What are you going to suggest to the snake?
He's going to suggest, please leave this room until I'm done.
All right. In which case, I do believe the snake must roll is it a wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's a fail. DC wisdom, it fails. All right. So It rears its ugly head up and it looks to you, starts waggling its the end of its tail and starts sticking its tongue at you, and then it dips its head down and dips its head down like it's tired or defeated in this precise moment. And slowly you end up seeing this snake begin to transform into something else. At this precise moment, the rest of the party manages to step through, basically on the tail end of your suggestion spell. The door opens, and it looks like Blaze is the first one in.
That is big.
That's a big snake. So,
Wouldn't be the first time I heard that one.
Sure, you wouldn't rock muncher.
all right. You said you wanted to see us, boss?
Slowly but surely, you will see the snake shrink and begin to reform into a humanoid shape. And in replacement of the snake, you see this individual.
Oh God! Get back!
Which you thought the snake was upsetting.
No, the snake was fine with me. This is more upsetting.
Yeah.
You hear a loud, instead of a hissing sound, you hear a loud honk. And you hear this person say, I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. He starts running out of the room and back up the stairs to the room that he came from.
Ugh.
Venture's tripping.
I thought that was fiction. I didn't think it was actually real.
Wait, Ventress, you wanted to trip him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Roll. Roll. Actually, roll an attack roll.
What am I rolling? Just my
attack roll.
Or...
No, I mean, if you want to do strength, sure. If you want to just roll an attack roll.
Don't have something that's called an attack roll.
Probably.
Like you're not attacking. I mean, if you're tripping.
Foot out, so he tripped.
Okay, so all right. For
what do you want me to roll for that?
Grapple. Yes.
Well, let's see here. What's going to be best?
Is it like my D20 plus the dex or something?
Yeah, we could do that.
I'll just do an ability check then.
I mean, you trip him. He stumbles forward. He climbs back to his feet. I just wanted to see how drastic the trip was for flavor. Yes, so you trip him and he runs away. Anyways,
It's so rude.
You all have the opportunity to enter into the room, and you see Slog is standing up with a very tense look on his face, and he is breathing heavily.
Marital issues?
What?
Wait, that was a woman?
Marital issues? No. Just an insubordinate taking his rage out on my office. That idiot. Should have never impressed that one.
Well, it should impress you to know that we were successful in our first employment.
were you now? So, what's, he ends up straightening up, tidying up all of his clothes, and then moves forward and says, so, give me the details. Did you take care of the spirit?
Yeah, spirits no more.
Yes.
No more. Good. So, what about the valuables in the
You mean the
hall?
replicas?
Yes, it turns out there were no valuables.
They were all replicas, very fine replicas, mind you.
We still destroyed some of them.
Orgoth. Yes, but they were all fake.
See, no problem if they're fake, right?
He looks over to each of you, and he grabs his cigar from its resting place on the desk, and he taps it a little bit, and he relights it, and he sticks it in his mouth, and you get the sense right away that he wasn't necessarily counting on you to notice that they were replicas. So, replicas. Replicas of the real thing, no doubt, but replicas, you are correct. Very astute. And he puffs on his cigar, and he blows it out in the air, and he says, so, with that said, it sounds like nothing valuable was damaged. Am I correct on that?
Exactly.
Good. Optimal situation. Optimal. And, the dragon skull still intact?
Completely intact.
110%, my friends.
Of course.
Oh,
Somebody had to spit shine it.
we'll talk about compensation in just a moment here. I want to introduce someone to you. Someone that came highly recommended. And I figured that this troop would be the optimal location, the optimal group for this individual to serve within. Meet Oscar Coinmantle.
Oscar would tip his hat. Pleasure.
He's a shrewd businessman, such as myself. We spent the last 5, maybe 10 minutes sort of exchanging some pleasantries. Puffs on his cigar, blows it out again. And turns out that, much like yourselves, he's found himself in an unfortunate position with his fortunes and the law. And he is entitled, under the same program that you are, to participate certain services for the Gold Mercers Guild.
Let me guess. Money laundering.
No, my also short friend. None of that. I was an honest man at one point. Things change.
You've done
You
too
just
many
see a
rocks.
complete, complex look onto him. It's like, wait, you're a businessman, right?
Some say that, yeah.
And how you're an honest man?
Who's asking?
There you go. That's what I was expecting.
I'd like to look him over.
You would see he's wearing very fine clothes. He is a dwarf. His beard is quite long, being a dwarf. He is wearing very bright colors. It's very easy to notice him. Has a hat on, and he seems to constantly be jittering and twirling his cane.
It's 2 strikes.
He said he's a businessman, right? I think I know what he did. Alcohol contraband.
I don't think that's a contraband, my good man.
If they ever made alcohol a contraband, I think the world would end.
You were probably in somewhere deep. Illicit goods or maybe forgeries.
I mean, do we really need to go into details on
That's
what
right.
happened to me?
Nah, let's just get a drink and celebrate.
Yeah, good point. All right. I think that Timothy person, I think they might actually have some wine for us.
Well, if there seems to be no actual trouble here, then I assume that we will have a little time to rest in the meantime, yes?
I peruse the office for any papers. I just lined out because of the havoc.
Yeah. Do a since they're all strewn about, do an investigation.
Ah, yes, with advantage. Thank you. Nat 20.
Ooh, nat 20.
Oh.
Let's go.
Nice. Okay. So, there are multiple things that you notice, and you're able to do this in a way that does not hint to hint to Slog that you're paying attention to all of it, because Slog seems to almost have forgotten that all the stuff has been strewn about. You noticed a number of pages of some boring things, accounting, like balance sheets and income statements and stuff like that. You notice a number of different notes, a number of different leads of missions that may be interesting. They're sort of like in portfolio form, with some more, I guess, dossier form, like an intelligence dossier. You see words on one that indicate that there is a spy in Talos that is trying to receive a prototype of some sort. You see information on a different dossier that mentions mentions that the town of what town is that? Let's look at the Leonios map quickly. Troit, the town of Troit, owes the Gold Mercers Guild, and they have a Crownsguard presence that are basically refusing to pay, and so the Gold Mercers Guild has funded a local bandit fort to wreak some havoc. And one thing in particular that does catch your eye is a map, something that is peeking out of another dossier altogether. You get the sense for looking at all these dossiers, they're not like top secret. They're just they're not top secret. They're just, briefing information for different opportunities or missions that are available. And one of the things that you notice is this map here.
Glad I peeked. Thundering Isle, is that what that says?
Thundering Isle.
I'm going to secretly take that map. Oh, he's busy shoving everyone out of his office.
Gotcha. In which case, roll sleight of hand, I guess, in this case.
Damn, I only have a +3 in that one.
Let's see, 15. Slog
bad.
definitely does not notice.
Oh, thank God.
So yeah, so you're able to slip and pocket the map for yourself. It's on a small sheet, but the definition of the map is pretty fine, and with your eyes, you can pick out all of the details on it.
Slip that into my jacket.
Excellent. And just so that everybody in the game and in chat can see, this is the full image of Oscar Coinmansel. Which I have to ask, Oscar. Is your familiar, I believe that is your familiar with you right now, or are they uncasted?
He is uncasted right now.
Okay.
You don't bring animals into business.
As you just seen, that is correct.
Exactly.
This is there for intimidation. I mean, I'd be more willing to take a bargain if there was a tiger behind a guy.
A different kind of business.
Slog gives a big old puff on his cigar, blows a huge waft into the air, and looks at each of you and says, well, give yourselves a day of rest. You've earned it. I have some business to talk to you about tomorrow, but feel free to take the rest of the evening off.
So, I guess we're done here with our business.
Our business is essentially concluded, except for one piece. The total
Payment, you were gonna say, right?
That's
Payment.
exactly it. Exactly it. So I managed to promise, what was it, 4,000 gold on the 4,000 gold off of the debt of the 4 here. As you were clear, these are replicas. They are not real items. However, it's not exactly 0 gold to produce a replica of nice quality. It's more like 3,700.
Just be careful with your next words, Dumock.
And what do you suppose should happen if I was not careful with my next words?
He says nothing as she looks at him.
Are you suggesting that 3,700 is not fair? There, of course, has been clearly. I mean, I could hear the noise coming all the way from the lodge.
It seems that maybe there's a misunderstanding here. It turns out that yes, we are in your debt and we will be expecting continuing employment. So take it on good faith that we will continue our work with you and you will continue to do your best to make sure that our debts are paid quickly.
Yeah, roll persuasion.
Please, some of you have a better charisma than me.
$15.
15.
Okay, 15.
He gives a shrewd look in the distance, and he nods, takes another puff, and he says,
Well,
This is a investment for the future. The full 4,000. As promised. So, to make that even clearer, the debt that I have you under is now subtracted by 4,000 gold.
Nice.
But of course, that still places a good many of you above 20,000 gold, including yourself, Oscar.
So you're not going to take off some for getting rid of the intrusion.
You're talking about that imbecile?
Yes.
Well, what is it that you feel is a fair price?
Let's just say, out of respect for our mutual beneficial interests, just take 500 off.
He looks around at the damage that was done to his room, and then looks over and says, 300.
You know, the spell, they could come back, you know.
Ah. After I'm done with them. Not likely. Not likely.
We'll meet in the middle like gentlemen. 400.
It's like, okay. That is 400 off of Oscar coin mantles. 4,000 off of the rest for the other thing. See? I'm not such a bad guy, am I? I'm willing to wheel and deal.
Appreciate it.
And I appreciate all of your handiwork. And there is much more handiwork to come in the future. Some rather lucrative opportunities, should I say.
What, like a spy? Perhaps not doing his job correctly?
He blinks a little bit. He's going to try to insight check you. If you wish to, are you going to deceive, or are you going to just make it very apparent that you're referencing the dossier that you were looking at?
Deceive him how? Like, how could I have known this?
Like, are you like deceiving in a sense it's like you're just kind of throwing this idea out there, or you're referencing something directly? I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too far into it.
I'm referencing it, yes. However, are you asking whether or not, like, I'm purposely showing that I know, or?
Right. That's more so.
I am purposely showing that I know, but I'm not telling him how I know.
He looks over to you. He blinks in a way that's sort of trying to hide a little bit of astonishment. And he looks over to you and says, well, this faction surely has spies. Some of the other factions also have spies, which I should say that your Fire Genasi friend will not be joining you in the future.
Does not bother me.
I hope it wouldn't. You see, seems that he has some family affiliations with, well, one of the factions that seems to be giving us a little bit of pause as of late. That faction in specific would be the Midnight Masquerade.
That's fun.
Indeed.
Can we roll a history check to see if we heard of them before?
Absolutely.
All right. It's gonna fail me now. I got a -1 in history.
I got a +1. Don't worry, I'm gonna be right there with you, man.
I got a 13.
I got a 3. Ventures does not care for such trivial matters.
All right, so
Someone got a nat.
because it's Merry Christmas apparently.
Of course,
So
you need a
good.
dwarf who just showed up.
Oh yeah, no businessman. He has to know about that. Come on.
So there are various things that some of you have heard about the Midnight Masquerade. Ventress, you've heard the name being referenced here and there, but you don't know a lot of specific details. Anybody that has rolled above a 10 knows that the Midnight Masquerade is a guild that seems to have a theme surrounding it of I mean, in a way you can somewhat draw a line between the Gold Mercers Guild and the Midnight Masquerade in the sense that both are collectors in a sense. The Gold Mercers Guild is obviously a collector of gold. The Midnight Masquerade is basically an appreciator of art and beauty in whatever form. And that collector is a common referral to a member of the Midnight Masquerade. What is it that they collect in particular? Important pieces of culture and art are one of those things. But of course, there are a lot of rumors that you've heard of the different things that the Midnight Masquerade actually participates in the shadows. Anybody who has rolled... Oh, we got two people. We got Vorn and Oscar Coinmantle. The Midnight Masquerade is a faction that originated in the continent of Arcana, which is a continent that was just recently that has just recently come to the attention of individuals in Leonios. And you heard that its leadership structure is a hierarchy sort of similar to the Gold Mercers Guild. However, they sort of rank theirs based upon majestic creatures, and the leader is known as the Grand Collector. The Grand Collector is somebody who leads this faction, leads this group on their endeavors to collect and protect, I guess in a broad sense, things of beauty, things of artistic value, things of cultural value. And they are guided by some of the deities that are native to the Arcan continent. And it would make sense that both the Gold Mercers Guild and the Midnight Masquerade would not see eye to eye, given that they are both acquisitions experts in a sense, or that at least the Gold Mercers Guild is focused on acquisitions, while the Midnight Masquerade is sort of a mixture of acquisitions and preservation. Two large factions likely vying for the same things. And with this piece of knowledge, you know that, moving on. Sorry. Slog Dumak is going to basically try to change the subject a little bit. He's going to be like, well, I'm going to need to clean up my office a little bit. Y'all go ahead and, go ahead and take a rest, get some drink. This one over here is definitely one for drinking. This one over here as well, pointing to both Born and Blaze. He says,
You said the magic word.
Exactly.
First thing tomorrow morning, briefing on our next assignment. Now, go ahead and do what you will, and then return to me tomorrow morning.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. Come on, Vaughn.
Oh,
We are running out
Mm-hmm.
to go destroy the wine cellar.
All right. So, with the interest of not spending too much time doing, just waltzing around the lodge, basically a bit of a little bit of a time skip. I'll give you guys like 5 or 10 minutes to role play, like what you're doing this evening. I'll kind of go from person to person and might play out some of that stuff, but once we're done with that, we'll fast forward to the day after and then begin the briefing on the next mission. Did you have a question, by the way?
No, as Oscar kind of stands up and leaves, he's going to look to Gorn and just say, well, if you need anyone to help with those legit documents and selling them, might have a trick or two up my sleeve.
I eye him down as he leaves. I'm gonna follow behind him, and I'll say, as before I shut the door, I hope all goes well in Talos with that spy of yours. And I shut the door.
As you shut the door, you do not see his reaction or expression on his face, but you get the sense that you've gotten the point across, that that you're much more observant than he gives you credit for.
But I'm actually someone to be reckoned with for once. Not entirely bluster.
All right, so
I'm gonna get killed.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. No. So, for the most part, you are sort of nearing the end of your day. But before we actually end the day, I'm going to just very generally ask around, person to person. I'd say starting with Blaze and Vorn, because we pretty much know what they're going to be doing. You're going to be raiding the pantry.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, for drinks.
All right. And I'll get a kind of a high-end view of what everyone is doing before I start playing each section here. Wambo, after you have left this office and you have been given sort of free reign to enjoy the rest of your evening or use the rest of your evening however you wish, what do you imagine your character is thinking, doing, and what do you imagine is a useful use of the rest of your evening?
Yeah, so as I step out of that door, I imagine that, at least in Wambo's mind, the kind of the world fades to black and white, and he kind of turns and is just thinking, it was at this point that I realized that I might be in deeper than I thought I would be. And then, so basically what I'd like to do is try to go talk to the goose person. And my intention is to find some dirt on Slog Dumak in order to use that as leverage in the future.
Okay, so you've essentially had a private eye monologue in black and white. Yeah. And you're going to follow up on the goose druid. So before we play that out, I'm going to go to Oscar. Since this is your first time, being here and your first time being acquainted with the rest of this party, what do you imagine between now and the time that you are requested for your first task that you will be doing? Just to give you kind of a bird's eye view, this lodge is it has a number of rooms for planning. It has an entire pantry with booze. It has an entire kitchen where Timothy Cheese is always making food. I'm trying to remember here. There are a bunch of people who will play cards in one of the other rooms. People will be reading books or whatnot. Some people are, but the thing is if you want to get drunk, you can pretty much take your drink anywhere and do whatever you want, as long as you don't disrupt Slog's business.
Okay. Being a dwarf, he does enjoy drinking. He probably would grab a drink, but not stick around for too long, as doesn't want to be in a crowded area. Probably find, really honestly, just a more quiet spot, and kind of just take out a book and start reading it. He wouldn't really be doing anything too crazy on his first time here. Obviously scope out the place just to know where the rooms are. Kind of enjoy the rest of his night.
Excellent. And then last but not least, Ventress. What is likely going through your mind at this precise moment, and how do you plan on using the remainder of your evening?
Ventress is going to poke around in places she probably shouldn't and look at documents.
Gotcha. You know that there is certainly a records area or library of sorts that is on the main floor, and it was the place that most of you had met Cynthia. It's the room just below Slog's office, and that is definitely a place where you can poke around. But of course, there are a couple of rooms where there are documents, there are maps and stuff sort of laid out for things generally. And those maps are, I'm sorry, say that again?
I end up saying books are most likely more prevalent to what I'm looking for. If you remember, I'm looking for hidden techniques.
Right.
Books and scrolls.
Absolutely. So therefore, the library will probably, or the room of records and the library of books there are probably the best bet that you have to find what you're looking for. In which case, I will have everybody, all 5 of you, roll sort of an initiative so that I know who to tackle first. We'll run through kind of like a 5 or 10 minute viewing of what you're doing in particular, and I will also maybe roll a skill.
We need combat for that, though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just roll a dexterity.
Yeah, just roll a dex save or roll a dex check.
Oh my god. What's this, luck?
Dude,
Oh
you're
my goodness.
on fire tonight.
Hey!
Hell yeah. So the nimble Ventress Serpent Blade is going to be the one to go first. I'm going to switch over to the downstairs scene. I'm going to move people back to where they need to go because everybody is very well congested. But I'm going to move you two over there. I'm going to move these people back to the kitchen. I'm going to banish these people, move them back there, move this person back here. Gotcha. So Ventress, the place that is most you are most likely to find information like that is this room here. There are multiple scrolls, bound books, new and old, stocked away. Some of them are clearly old archives and records and financial stuff. But there are some. You do notice that there may be some books here with some interesting titles. I will give you an investigation check to find specifically the kind of material you're looking for in order that would allow you to enhance your abilities. Bazinga, that's 23. In particular, you mentioned that you are looking for anything that is that could potentially enhance your martial capabilities, forbidden techniques that are available to you as a monk. You have a history with this kind of thing, and you know exactly the kind of thing that you're looking for. As you can imagine, in a place such as this, there are some interesting books with diagrams and illustrations that depict different tactical situations in combat. They're not necessarily to the degree of martial techniques. However, you do find a book in particular. This book is literally called The Art of Stealth Tactics in Unarmed Ambushing, which it seems like a very nail on the head name for a book. It seems to be scrawled by hand, leather bound. The author is an orcish name that is really hard to pronounce. As you're reading through the book, it talks about actually a lot of the general tactics that you've learned growing up with the monastery. It doesn't give you any indication that this book takes any knowledge directly from your experience there, but general knowledge of combat situations and methods of subjugation, methods of stealth, methods of martial combat. A lot of this stuff you are already familiar with. However, you see a footnote that references a source, and that source indicates an old tome of masterwork monk techniques known as the Ruby Tome. This Ruby Tome, as the footnote states, is, that is to say, was a personal project by the author of this book, and they literally explored Leonios far and wide looking for this book. And the last place that they were going to check to find it, probably the most important location of this book, was in a crypt in the far, far north of the continent, in the glacial fjords along the northern coast. However, he was never actually able to venture there. He had fallen ill with a terrible disease. But he mentions sort of briefly in the footnote its whereabouts, actually writes down coordinates of this location. And mentions that the Ruby Tome holds certain techniques that were known in ancient days, that the techniques themselves had built and fallen empires. And that if this book exists, then it holds extremely powerful things. Unfortunately, this book is not in this library, but you are now aware that this tome exists, and it sounds like precisely the kind of thing that you are looking for, that you feel destined to find.
And the best part about all this is?
What's the best part?
Anything written down I can read now.
Anything written down you can read now? You mean like regardless of what language it is?
Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Nice. Nice. So, it occurs, so as a DM hint, therefore, it occurs to you that you might, your motivation might be to figure out a way to justify, since you are in a perfect position with the Gold Mercers Guild, it might be a good opportunity to justify a voyage or some sort of raid upon this crypt, so that you can, an expedition, for you to get your hands on it.
Your boy's making quests.
That is for sure. And this will be a quest now. Ha 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 ha. Congratulations. Let us move on to the next individual here. Where are we on that listing?
That would be the Rock Eater.
The Rock Eater. Which one's the Rock Eater?
A new member.
The new member. Oh, the Rock Eater. You mean the dwarf?
Elves and dwarves, man.
Elves and yeah, I get it. Okay. So, Oster Coinmantle, what do you imagine you're using the rest of your evening for?
It's very, very light stuff. Going to the bar, trying to see is there any like elven wine, and probably relaxing a little bit by himself. Just kind of watching, observing, see who talks to who.
Okay.
Is anyone making deals around here? Who's like clicking up essentially?
Gotcha. So there isn't necessarily a bar per se. However, the closest thing to that would be the kitchen itself, and anybody's allowed to enter the kitchen and, you know, make themselves food if they need to, or grab wine if they need to. You can essentially drink anywhere here. I guess the closest thing that may resemble a bar would be Glacey's front desk, which is right here, but Glacey's would not appreciate it. So your journey will bring you pretty much to the kitchen. and bring you to the kitchen, probably just in time for Blaze and Vorn to have stepped out of the pantry. And I think just kind of rolling this together, Blaze and Vorn, what do you have in your hands right now? Describe to me the kind of beverages that you've chosen.
Well, it's tried and true. You gotta go with the mix of rum and wine. You get that spice with the sweet. In other words, from chata.
I mean, what does the place have? Do they have any whiskeys or, stronger stuff?
Well, let's see. They got wine. They have some bottles of rum, and they have some whiskey. The whiskey. Well, yeah. Let me go ahead and do some rolling here to see what is the quality of each of the thing. You know, the wine is sort of middle of the road. In terms of the whiskey. Oh, the whiskey. Oh. This is some bomb whiskey. What is the best brand of whiskey that y'all know? This is what that whiskey is.
No, it's 21.
As for the gin, the rum, the rum's okay. The rum's halfway. This is like pirate. It's pirate rum.
Ah, yes, grog. Perfect.
Yep.
Me and Vorn just look at each other. Just eyes locking and knowing what's gonna happen.
Oh hell yeah! Let's finish all the drinks.
As we
grab the whiskey barrel.
Oh, I kick in the door. We go in there, and we just start grabbing it through. I'm just like, I'm grabbing. I have a rum in one hand. I take a whiskey in another.
Mm-hmm.
You just start double chugging it.
Same here.
The scene looks like what you expect out of a drunk house in college.
Gotcha. So how I think I'm going to resolve that then for you two when I get to you two proper is there is a carousing table. There's a couple of carousing tables for D&D, which I will roll, and we will see where y'all end up in the morning. Because that would be fun. Because you two are definitely here to get sloshed. However, Oscar Coinmantle, he's easing himself in. He's definitely composing himself a little bit. He wants to enjoy the evening, get settled, have a nice drink. I would say, of course, Oscar having entered the room, you notice that there seems to be choices between whiskey, wine, and rum. What is your drink of choice, Oscar?
He would go in here assuming there'd be like an actual bartender, and he's gonna kind of look around and ask for a wine.
I throw a wine bottle at him.
Are we rolling this?
I'll roll it.
Are we rolling this? Yeah, let's roll it.
What do you want me to roll?
Roll. I mean, it's not an attack roll, but I guess roll.
Make it an attack. I think this will be funny.
Yeah, do an attack roll.
Technically, he would also be drunk, so
I'm gonna make it more interesting and just use it as an unarmed attack. So don't mind that.
Yep.
16.
Well, I'd say it's like a reflex contest. So what's your acrobatics like?
If Oscar just sort of notices, he would let this happen.
Oh, he would let it happen and just kind of let it strike you?
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, you see a wine bottle fly up through the air, and it is about to actually strike you. Where it's striking you with a 16, just below the chin.
You're going to see as that sort of hits, as the bottle like breaks. You're expecting Oscar to like flinch or something to happen, but right as it hits, there's like a light film of magic kind of sparks up, and you notice he takes no damage, and it seems like his suit is completely clean as he kind of looks at the ground.
You were supposed to catch it!
No need for that.
But you just wasted good wine!
On the contrary, my friend, you wasted good wine.
Please.
As you see,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you go first.
you just see Blaze just put down golden water bottles. And you just see him kind of salute over the broken wine for the fallen that will not be drank. After that, you just see him get back to drinking.
Now, don't do that again, as it's very ineffective. Miss, could you please get me a bottle of wine?
Oh, certainly. Let me go ahead and get that for you. Oh, I should mention I'm not technically a miss. My name is I never introduced myself. The name's Timothy Cheese.
All right, sir. The same wine, please.
Oh, well, sure thing. I'll get that for you. It's not sir. It's it's somewhere in between.
It's they them.
It's
use they. It's easier.
No, that's okay. I mean, I get it all the time.
No. You have been like freaking family to me and Vaughn over here.
I mean,
it's proper. It's they.
I'll go get that wine.
There you go.
Grabs the wine.
Wonderful person, makes great cheese.
You'll literally see a thing on there. You'll actually see a thing like a contraption on their back, which like is a weird metal contraption that is for cheese making, and she's just kind of wears it. She wears it wherever she goes. It's interesting because she's sort of wearing a tabard over the front. I say she though. I mean they're wearing a tabard. You see, I screwed it up too. I have a significant other who is they them, and this was actually one of their ideas, is to have a character like this. They came in and set the wine down on the table, and they opened up the bottle and grabbed a glass and poured it, and then sets it in front of you.
Much obliged. Could I have the whole bottle as well?
Whole bottle.
He would nod, and being very customary, he would take out a gold and just kind of leave it on the table because he still thinks this is a bar.
Okay, gotcha. They proceed on doing just that, and they're gonna also run over and they're gonna be like, I made some snacks actually, just and they have these like little, they're like teensy muffins with this like sort of cream frosting and a little fruit on top, and they set those down and like, so if you're interested in something sweet before bed.
Me and Vorn look at each other. Like Vorn in the eyes. Vorn, do you look me in the eyes?
And then one will just say, why not? But first, more drinks.
If they're interested in it, I'll pass. Not my kind of taste.
No, understandable.
Appreciate it. He would walk out.
You just see the goblin and the drow both destroy this plate of muffins. Drinks in hand.
All right. And so Let's see. Why did your token disappear? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So Oscar, anything else that's, let's see. So for the rest of the evening, you're going to be just kind of visiting and drinking.
He's in the public area with a bottle and the wine, just kind of reading his spell book, just somewhat listening into conversations, seeing what's going on.
Okay, gotcha. In which case, yeah, roll a perception check just for, listening in on other people's conversations and getting the lay of the land. Okay, so you there are some brief conversations between these two. They are brother and sister. One's a winter Eladrin, one's a summer Eladrin. Glacies is the winter Eladrin, and then I need to bring up the name. Let's say NPCs. Glacy and Sunny is what it is. You could definitely tell that Sunny is the more steadfast and solemn one, and Glacy is more focused, a little bit more kind of depressed. But they seem to be going along. You don't quite catch what their story is all that much, but you do kind of get a sense of who each of them are. Glacy does a lot of like the booking stuff, and Sunny just sort of basically he stands there all day just kind of being the security person. At the same time, there is okay, I'll throw this in there. You do see this person run in. If I can grab the token for this person. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. And he's kind of sitting in front of you, and he's panting really heavily. And he looks over to you and he says, Hi. I got back late. Is that Dragonborn around still?
Can't say I've seen him.
Oh, good. If Ilsium asks, if he asks about me, just tell him that I twisted my ankle and it took me a while to get back. I don't think I can handle another punishment from him.
Could I insight check to see is he telling the truth, or is he trying to ask don't tell him?
Yeah, go ahead and insight check. It's in the wording. If he asks, just tell him this happened. Because he's asking you not to suggest that you got here late, that he got here late for no reason. But he doesn't seem to be there. It's like he's withholding more detail to why it took him forever to get back. It occurs to you now, actually, you put two and two together. This is the third individual. There was reference to the Dragonborn, Ilsium, who was the quartermaster, and then two people who were sort of his lackeys or soldiers in training almost. And that there was some... Oh, shit. Yeah, you weren't there. Hold on. Let me retcon that. You weren't actually there. When you were here earlier, Slog gave you a little bit of a tour. And one of the people that you did meet was Ilsium Yorthis, who is the quartermaster. Just to throw his token down, that is this individual here.
Okay.
And there are 3 like soldiers in training. He's always having them do things. And what Slog tells you is that the reason for this is that Ilsium is a military dragonborn at heart. So Slog sort of just gave him people to yell at. Gave him people to basically be sergeant over. And this occurs to you that in a bit of that discussion, that he had sent somebody to basically climb up the mountain as sort of a punishment for something that he did wrong or something that he didn't do right, and that he's getting back just now. But you're sort of judging the amount of time that it was indicated that he was gone for. You don't necessarily know how long it takes to get up the mountain and then back, but by the way that this person had asked you this request, tell him I just, twisted my ankle and it took me a while to get back, you get the immediate sense that he was out for longer than he needed to be, and he's not quite telling you why. Not that it's your business, but
Oscar would put like one of his hands, like one finger up to his lips as if he's saying shh. He'll say, secrets don't come free, as he holds out his hand.
And he looks, he blinks and he looks down and he says, "Oh, but I only got a few gold on me. You really, how much do you want?"
How much is the secret worth?
He blinks. You get a sense he looks visibly like afraid or paranoid that he's going to get blamed for something else. So he seems more than happy to grab his coin purse and then throw some gold your way. Particularly, he's only got a few gold on him, so it's going to be 4. He says, "That's all I have."
Pleasure doing business with you, son. And he's just gonna go back to looking at his book.
He grins over at you and he nods. And he says, "Well, I'll be off, I guess." And he will run off. And that is going to encapsulate your experience, I guess, at this point, because it is getting into the evening and it is about time for people to rest up. So they're going to the sleeping quarters for the most part. I imagine you're going to stay out and read your book for a little bit before following suit.
Yes, sir.
And then we're gonna finalize with Blaze and Vorn at the very end, but we're gonna move over to Wambo, and Whatso. So,
yes.
You particularly want to speak with the individual who had basically caused the ruckus in the office, correct?
Yeah.
All right. In which case, yep, I know. I have 2 separate maps, and y'all are present in both of them. So I'm gonna make some of y'all vanish. Okay, cool.
All right. So first up, what I see it's that Pixie, right? And that was the one that came in. No, they're not there.
Nope, they're not there.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Is Whatso is there behind me? Yeah.
Yep.
following along with me? Perfect. So I would be smoking my pipe, turn to Whatso and say, observe closely, my dear Whatso. We shall see what this game is that is afoot. Then I will turn on my heel and head down the hallway. They ran farther than this door right here? Or would I
Correct. They ran
okay.
there.
Off that way. Yeah, so I would just kind of like step briskly in that direction and then knock on the door. Rap, rap, rap.
And you hear a honk.
Beautiful. Excuse me, it is Wambo here. May I have a word?
They crack open the door, and you see their beak stick out, and they're eyeing you, and they're like, what do you want?
Oh, I just, I wanted to have a little word with you about what I've seen before. I was very intrigued by your ability to shapeshift, and I was wondering if you could tell me more about it.
Persuasion.
Sure.
Well, technically deception, but, persuasion. You're not, like, outright deceiving.
No, I mean, I could be telling the truth. I don't know. Well, with a 6. Maybe not so persuasive.
He blinks and he's like, no. I don't want to talk about it. Not now.
Well, it wasn't what I was interested in anyway. What I really want to know is about your employer. Does the door swing inward or outward?
It swings inward, and they're sort of standing there, like, don't push your way in. They're looking at you through the creak or the break in the door.
Is there any way that I could gain? I'm trying to think of a way that I could roll insight into, like, what's their what would be their weak point right now verbally? I'm looking at their face, looking at their mannerisms. What are they worried about right now? I don't know. Would that make sense in some way to use?
I would say go ahead and speak with them for a little bit. No, let's just go do an insight check.
Cool. 9. Nope. Damn it. Okay, so I would then in that case, let's try it this way. I'm going to stick my foot in the door and say, you will let me in, or I will be having more than a few words with your employer about, well, what it is that happened tonight. Can I intimidate him?
You're gonna intimidate him? Oh yeah, just try to intimidate him.
All right, 3rd time's the charm. Come on, there we go. 21.
80.
That's better.
they make a bit of a shriek, and they're like, oh, sorry.
Push open the door, right, and just kind of enter into the room and intend to motion Whatso in behind me, and then close the door to have a word in private. I'd probably have. Oh, I can't move Whatso, but move him behind me, right? So I'm kind of cornering this person.
Like here?
Yeah, or on the other side of me. So I imagine they're not on the table. Yeah, exactly. And then let's see. I would also actually probably go to this wall and then pace back and forth as I'm smoking my pipe, right? And be kind of looking, just kind of thinking and talking out loud. So it seems
they'll sit themselves down.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Just a little interrogation here, which is going on. First, tell me your name.
My name. Well, if you. I gotta look it up. Where are you? It is here.
Think. The simple question.
I know it is a simple question, and I have the listing here. Just give me a moment.
Could you?
Right. Whatso? Take notes. Not that I need them, but it's good practice for you. my second question. What was that?
Sorry. So, apparently I did not put their name on this list. So, improv time. Let's give them a name, and we're gonna name this one Roy Beakerson.
Okay.
The name's Roy Beakerson.
Roy Beakerson. A nondescript name, but one that I think I will remember. Roy, what are you doing here? What is a goose doing here for the Gold Mercers Guild?
Well, I guess you can say that I'm the goose that laid the golden egg. Well.
And I'm gonna like lean forward and slap my hands on the table and look sternly in their eyes. The golden egg. Tell me more.
It's a figure of speech. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if that's true.
Are you rolling insight?
Yeah, can I?
Yes.
Awesome, thanks. All right, 24. Were they telling the truth?
24. They are telling the truth. It's just a figure of speech. They're like,
Damn. Go back to pacing. Tell me more about Slog. How long have you known him for? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He starts just rambling on, and to keep it brief a little bit, he starts rambling on about the fact that he was caught up in a he lived in a community of Aarakocra. He himself is an Aarakocra. And he was a beloved member of that community. However, because of an implication of arson, he ended up in a lot of the homes getting destroyed, and him having been pointed for that, he got exiled from his tribe, and he ended up getting arrested a year later in a bit of a drunken stint in a tavern, and the details, of course, having to do with a nearby brothel as well.
Oh my god,
he's got some colorful history.
Oh my god. Okay, it's definitely going in a one shot. That's brilliant. Roy Beakerson. Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
He's a goose, but also a hound dog.
Right. I get it.
But anyways, listen. So he got arrested. The Mercers picked him up. He was literally asked to do some more arson-based jobs, and he's been like kicking his feet up and down, refusing to do it.
For the Gold Mercers Guild?
For the Gold Mercers Guild.
Oh, damn. Okay. Because of his bad experience with it.
He likes fire. He kind of reminds you of a certain goblin, you know.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha.
Very colorful character.
Well, Mr. Beakerson, I believe that we may have a friend for you, but in the meantime, get back to your business and we will speak no more of this. And I will, with a flourish, exit the room.
Okay, if you need to speak with me again, I'll just be here. I seem to take up this room whenever I need to be alone.
Poor Roy. Okay. Cool. And scene.
Yes, he scarfs. As you leave, there's a whole plate of sausage, and he's just like scarfing down entire sausages into his mouth.
Oh, dear God. Okay, foie gras coming right out. Jeez. All right.
This is what happens if you give me free reign, just random improv on an NPC. I'm gonna throw some crap at the wall.
Oh, I love it. That's my style. It's perfect.
All right. Okay, so that's gonna make it with those scenes. But before we hit next morning, I'm gonna have Vorn and Blaze roll a D100 for their carousing.
Got it.
And I have a random D100 carousing table, and I'm gonna
16.
adapt. I'm gonna somehow adapt this crazy nonsense to what happens here in the lodge. Okay. All right. So listen, we got a 16. Okay, hold on. All right, I saw the 16. Now I got to see the 52 because I want to see if I can pair these together.
You could try. That's the best part.
All right, I like this. So y'all are, and the thing is that for the other three, I want for the other three, I want y'all to roll Constitution saving throws.
Oh. That
Yeah,
means
so I want Oscar, Wambo, and Ventress to roll Constitution saving throws for me.
Crap, what did we do to them now?
I don't care. We got
Wait,
this.
what's going on?
I want all of you to roll Constitution saving throws.
That's a 9 for me. Uh-oh.
And this is for, I mean, this is going to be for flavoring.
18.
All right. And then I need one from Oscar.
Oh, okay. Where's my character? Oh, got it right here.
One there, Oscar Mayer.
He's actually decent at these.
Oh,
He
nice. Very good.
Okay, so this is great, actually. This is really great.
Fucking
So carousing is basically just, you know, people going on a drunk rager and just seeing what happens. Where do they end up in the morning? That's what Blaze and Vorn have decided to do. And the reason I'm rolling you Constitution saving throws is I wanted to know how well you were, how successful you were in sleeping the rest of the night. Now, that's for flavoring. You all get a long rest no matter what. But one of you is going to need really going to need some coffee.
Oh wait.
What's up?
Is it different from me? Because I don't think elves sleep. Don't they meditate or something?
Yeah, you do. You not sleep, you meditate. In other words, 18, your meditation is unbroken. It's just like you are aware of everything, but you don't care. Your meditation is top notch. Oscar sleeps. He sleeps like it was the best sleep in his life. And Wambo is tossing and turning because the sounds of music playing in the middle of the bed chambers and the sounds of
It's just music,
Blaze doing pole dancing in the middle of the room.
Yeah! Yeah!
And like a bunch of the other people have decided to, like, you know, gathered around in a circle and start dancing and then like partying to this too, and they're throwing coin at them.
All right, fan art, Blaze. There you go.
Yes!
Listen, roll 3d10 because you gain that much copper for tips.
Oh, that's just an insult.
Would he pick it? Would he not pick it
You know,
up?
I will up at the silver. How's that? 3d10 silver. All right.
Sorry, the word of Ashton's copter is just an insult.
Yeah. So you don't really remember all of that much. Your clothing is when y'all wake up in the morning, your clothing is in a pile in the corner. You don't know where you don't know where this G-string came from, but
Oh, that came from me. I actually do carry a loincloth around.
And like you must have partied down hardcore. In the meantime, where is Vorn? Well, the thing is that Vorn, he's woken up much later. From what y'all remember, Vorn was a part of this circle, drinking and throwing some money at Blaze. None of his own money, just money that he basically picked up and threw back. I'm not gonna make you spend money to Blaze on this. Keep your silver. But you end up wandering off and starting and trying to start fights with some people. But at the end of the day, you wake up and you realize that you're actually in Thunderjaw Keep. And do you remember the glass case where the katana was located? You wake up in that thing, and your shirt is off and your pants are like half down, and you literally wake up to the sight of Slag Dumak crossing his arms, tapping his foot, and looking down at you.
Yeah, daddies!
Vorn will just go, yo, like what do you see?
Oh no.
And he's looking for a little bit, like a little agitated, but then he blinks and he smiles, and he takes out a key and he locks it. And then he knocks on it and says, "By the way, I'll be charging 25 gold for the glass case." And he starts walking away.
Oh, damn it. Oh, well.
By the way, there's no ventilation in this glass case, so you're gonna have to break it open.
Oh, yeah.
which you do. It's not super strong, but you have to break it in order to get out of it. Well, long story short, what ends up happening to the rest of y'all is Ventress, of course. Ventress does not need that much sleep. Ventress is able to perform their ritualistic meditation at the necessary time, and they find a spot in the area where they are able to be left alone, and they slip mentally into themselves, and they drown out all of the stuff that happens in that room. Perfect focus, perfect perfect resolve. And Ventress is the first person who wakes up, and he wakes up right as he's the first person to actually find Blaze sort of strawn out on the floor, sitting right next to the pole. In terms of Oscar, you're not a monk that is trained every single moment for focus in the same way as Ventress. However, you are like, how would I describe your composure? I don't want to make a pop culture reference, but you've seen Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So like Gus Fring levels of composure. Literally, like, you are very deliberate with your coat, folding it perfectly, putting it on the bedside, doing every single thing, getting ready for bed as elaborate as possible, and then going to sleep, and then lights out. You sleep when you need to, and you wake up when you need to. And it is, it sort of it's the kind of focus and composure that carries this level of, this sort of aura around you as a character. Any flavor to that, you're free to add on. But that to me would explain getting above 20 on a Constitution saving throw, given all this nonsense.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Last but not least, Wambo. Unfortunately, these assholes are just incredibly loud, incredibly annoying. Somebody chucks a bottle and it smashes into the wall right next to your bed, and you have to brush all the glass off, and you're just angry. And Whatso is not having it either.
And I feel like it's equally that as much as it is my mind churning over the image of the goose eating sausage. Like I've in mixed nightmares of that. Whenever I fall asleep, I start dozing. That's what I see.
Truly a nightmare for all.
And as I gather everybody to the site of the office, so you wake up, you do your rounds with breakfast, and you report to the office first thing in the morning. Vorn is the first person in the office before all of you. No, actually, no. Given the fact that he needed to break out of the glass case, he's the last person in the office.
Hey, buddy!
It's Blaze, bro.
Is Blaze what?
Dressed.
Oh no, I'm not dressed. I'm still in my mankini.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm hairy as all hell too.
Yeah. I'm just gonna move as far to the other side of the room as I can.
I look over at Vorn like, yeah, like, hey Vorn, yo, that was crazy.
That was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah. Yo, as you see from somewhere, you don't know how, I'm able to pull out a coin purse that you didn't expect I was able to hide.
Oh.
Yo, I got money!
Okay, settle down, okay. And he's sitting in his chair, and he's, like, rolling his eyes, and he's like, you people. I have a mission for you. I have something very important that you need to take care of. For some reason, though, I can't seem to find one of the documents for it. Sorry? Could you say that again?
My headset was muted. I said it like 4 times.
Oh, yikes, I'm sorry.
I've been talking and my headset's been muted and I haven't realized.
Oh, I hate when
That
happens.
sucks.
I said, you people? What's that supposed to mean, Dumock?
You fine gold Mercers, fine canaries. The finest canaries I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I've been
Better-
called worse.
Better than the bandits you pay for Troy?
What?
He's gonna stand up, and he's gonna press his palms down on the desk, and he's gonna lean forward, and he's gonna look at you. And he's gonna say, you know, it's not as if these people don't owe the Mercers.
Oh, I
What
know
is
that
what
the
is
town
one
of Troy
expect?
owes you.
Well, what is one expected to do if someone refuses to pay what they owe for a service?
What, your crown guard, whatnot?
Could you say that again?
Did you say crown guard earlier? 'Cause
I said Crown's Guard.
Yeah, because I had to type this out really quickly.
Oh my. Yeah. Sorry, talking to my cat.
The Crown's Guard are meddlesome. The Crown's Guard think that even their establishments, those that are more than happy to take Gold Mercers Guild money, can somehow absolve themselves by calling their king daddies to help them. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, if somebody owes what is justly paid to us, and they refuse to do that, then it is by all means the Gold Mercers Guild's initiative to make it loud and clear that they're not going to be pushed around. Now,
Says it is your initiative to go to the Thundering Isles?
actually, it's yours.
Yeah, friend, I have a better proposition. You were speaking of another guild, were you not, yesterday?
I was.
I completely forgot the name of that guild because I'm a fucking idiot.
Midnight Masquerade.
Midnight.
So Midnight Masquerade.
Did his headset start working?
I may have a thing. I may know of a thing they may want. A book of old. You may have heard of the Ruby. It's called the Ruby Book?
The Ruby Tome.
The Ruby Tome. An item I bet they would vie for, as it contains ancient knowledge that needs. She does this with quotation mark fingers. Preserve. And I happen to have found coordinates to its last known location. Maybe we can beat them to it first. Bargaining chip against them.
Roll, let's see here.
Say persuasion, I'm fucked.
I mean, with advantage, because clearly you rolled. I mean, you've rolled superbly well in your investigation previously, and you've gotten all the essential information you need to pitch this to him. I would say you do so with advantage.
I have a +0 to this, so be prepared, everyone.
That's it with advantage. 11. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use anything to up it for any reason, but I understand.
I mean, all I have is a +1 thing.
You only have the
+1
+1.
token.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I don't got for this.
Sure. It's above a 10 at least. So
I'll use a +1 on this in case he needs to roll or something.
I forget. Can I give 1d4 or no?
yeah, you're able to give you're able to let other people utilize it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So take a 1d4. Should I roll that or do you? No, okay, cool.
You know what? You roll it.
So that's a 1. Hey,
It was. Damn.
there's degrees of success here. There's multiple degrees of success. Slog ends up peering at you. You recognize this with your passive that he's trying to recall what you're even talking about. And that he ends up looking upwards like he's trying to recall, and then blinks, and that indicates to you that, oh, that's what you're talking about. And he says, I don't have such a task on my books, but I'll put it into consideration if you...
Whether or not you want to one-up the Midnight Masquerade and show them who's the collector. Price-worthy objects.
It's a fair point. For the time being, the Thundering Isle is where I'm I'm going to send you for this one, but next time we'll have a discussion, and we'll...
I'm already ahead of you, Dumog, as I pull out the map to the Thundering Isles.
So that's where my map went.
What do you mean? This is my map. I don't think I could pull that one off.
For all of the things that you're challenging him on, this is a wild card thing. I'm gonna roll a d12. Sometimes every once in a blue moon, I roll a d12 to see what somebody's impression of somebody's behavior is. You want to get
certainly
low.
one of my behavior this game.
Okay. He has this shrewd businessman look on his face, and he's nodding a little bit. And it's in the sense where he doesn't want to admit that you've put him in you've put him in a very testing situation, and that it seems that he wants to keep like it's more important that he keeps composure and control over what your next steps are. At the same time, everything that you just said is
Everything I've
very
done for the past day, it's been one step ahead of him.
Yeah, basically. Like, you are definitely more than meets the eye, and he's silently considering something. What he's considering, you have no clue. But in the meantime, he's going to take his cigar and he's going to quash it in his tray, and he's going to look at each of you and he's going to say, "I'll have a talk with you after briefing. But I need to brief. So, everybody settle in. I have some information to share. The Howling Reaper. Have you heard of it before?"
Have I?
No, by the way, it's not a pepper. I know I've told this story to somebody yet today, and they thought the Howling Reaper was a pepper. It's not a pepper.
That was
Sounds
probably
like a
me.
pepper.
It's
Sounds
it's,
like a good
history?
pepper.
it's a pirate ship.
Ooh.
Anyone here a sailor?
Nope.
I mean,
Oh.
is there a chance that I would have heard anything about that I think I'm from Silesia.
I mean, he seems like
Nothing
me in normal
referring to
town.
Silesia, just generally speaking. Anybody here can roll a history check.
Alright. I just want to do it because I know my history's bad, so I find it funny.
Oh.
Everybody has an
accurate.
opportunity.
I think it actually is a pepper.
Yeah, so Blazing Thorn,
Oscar, coming in
Blazing Thorn,
clutch.
you legitimately thought it was a pepper.
That sounds alright.
Wambo, Howling Reaper, pepper or pirate ship? Pepper or pirate ship? Probably pirate ship. Ventress, and then Oscar, but Ventress first. The thing is that in the midst of you trying to do a lot of research into different techniques and trying to find leads to find more knowledge about different techniques, you've read a lot of filler. And one piece of filler has been the recent accounts in history of certain pirate ships along the Sea of Turnville, I guess. And you have noticed that the Howling Reaper in particular has been one of the first pirate ships to float over to, not only to pillage certain villages in Leonios, but also the coast of, I think, Southern Arcana, and a little bit of Asteri. The captain is known for doing far travel in order to do business. However, you also heard that out the gate that the crew didn't like the captain all that much, because the captain was known for for basically killing members for disagreeing with him over dumb things. For Oscar Coinmantle, slightly higher with a 19, a lot of the same information, but with the added bonus of hearing a rumor through the grapevine, through certain supply lines that you've gotten goods in previous months, that at some point this ship known as the Howling Reaper, there was some sort of mutiny, and the captain of it was killed and replaced with a new one. And something about lost treasure. So to both of you, your interest seems to perk up a little bit, because this is dealing with pirates and pillaged booty, and putting two and two together, your Gold Mercers Guild boss is about to talk to you about an island and a pirate ship. So that must mean a treasure hunt. Slog continues by saying, the Howling Reaper, its current captain, that is to say the captain that overthrew its previous captain, is Arion Featherlight. This ship did a lot of business for the Gold Mercers Guild. Was known for pillaging all across Tahiri. But that was under its previous captain. Unfortunately, having been thrown overboard, this new captain had taken over, and instead of sending some of the required goods back to the guild, they decided to bury the treasure and try to barter and negotiate for it, try to get a better deal out of it. Of course, I wasn't part of that negotiation. Unfortunately, well, I guess unfortunately for them and us, somebody decided to sabotage the ship by blowing it up, and the Howling Reaper sank to the bottom of the ocean. Fortunately, that means that the whereabouts of the treasure was lost for a long time. Until recently. You see, something about that recent invasion on Intazi, well, it's been making the waters of the Turnville plenty disturbed. Some very strange things have been happening in that sea. And some individuals had claimed to have seen a ship wreathed in a sickly green glow attacking multiple docks along the island of Chakar. And it was confirmed that it was the Howling Reaper. Apparently, the ship found its way back to the Mortal Coil. Well, we ended up sending some courier vessels. They were promptly destroyed. And a galleon as well, which was literally torn in half when the Howling Reaper ended up spearheading it down the middle. One of the lone survivors managed to wash up upon an island where they found their map. And their map, as we reckon, is the whereabouts of the buried treasure.
The these 5 dots. I think it's 5, right?
4 dots.
Oops, I was off. My bad.
4 dots. What's interesting is we recall that the Howling Reaper had pillaged 5 different locations before being ordered to come back to port. But that map only shows 4. Have no idea where the 5th is, but in any case, those items are valuable to the Gold Mercers Guild. Some of those items are just, well, trinkets, gold, some jewelry, some things of valuable good, but there's some, let's just say, magically imbued items in that stash. Stuff that we, I guess, would find more useful for the coming weeks and coming months. Long story short, I'm sending you on a ship towards the Thundering Isle, and you will be boarding a small, sailing boat to the island. Small, because if we send you on any ship that's larger, it'll surely be discovered by the Howling Reaper that is clearly still floating in that part of the sea. And you're going to be sent this evening when the fog sets in, so that you are not seen. And your goal is quite simple. It's to dig up the treasure and wait until morning for an opportunity to meet up with the ship again.
Question.
Yes.
How do you know the gold's not with the ship at the bottom of the ocean?
Well, first of all, the ship's not at the bottom of the ocean. It's been seen multiple times on the surface. It seems to submerge under the ocean every now and then, but if any ship seems to come near that area, the area around Thundering Isle, it gets blown to smithereens as soon as the thing climbs out of the waves. But in terms of the whereabouts of that final treasure, is it still on the ship? If it's not on that island, it is most certainly still on that ship. But I'd rather take 4 chests home than take no chest home. And my guesstimation that while you are stalwart operatives, definitely have shown your value, well, I would think it's a sunk cost to have you perish trying to board the ship. And besides, if you cause too much ruckus and gain the attention of the Howling Reaper, you may end up boarding the ship anyways.
So, about the new captain, for a more permanent solution, are we tasked to take them out as well?
Puffs his cigar, or no, he deposited his cigar. He doesn't have his cigar anymore. His magic cigar. He's always using it when he's thinking. He's gonna look over and he's gonna say, well, I will say that it would have been the Gold Mercers Guild desire to end this person's life, but it seems to me that their life has already been ended by someone in the Gold Mercers Guild. You see, the individual that blew up the ship was a Gold Mercers Guild operative, somebody that, well, wasn't feeling too happy about the mutiny.
Several questions.
Yes.
First, how much would you pay us if we were to bring the whole ship back? Second, can we get a crew manifest before it sank, if possible?
Are you... Listen. You have cojones. You all have cojones. You are not going to be able to take over that ship.
Do you know there's even people on that ship?
Well, I know there isn't people on that ship. It's a ghost ship. I don't expect ghosts to be leaving that ship anytime soon.
Let's make a friendly bet here. If we take the ship and bring it to you, we get to save you.
He blinks. Roll a persuasion.
Why do you even want that?
I was gonna say like 10 grand. But
I don't have
fun.
art of him shaven, by the way. I just want to point that art out. I don't have art of him fully shaved. Oh my god. There's no way you would have succeeded that.
Yeah, not one.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
get your bugbear skin
that
up.
sucks.
Right.
That would have been funny.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, that is if we could do it, but I mean, still, that would have been fucking amazing.
He's gonna take he's gonna take his smashed cigar and he's gonna take it and he's gonna chuck it at Vaughn and he says, "Go lie in a glass case somewhere, you idiot."
So that's what happened.
10 grand if we can bring back Ghost Ship.
Hell, if you could bring back the ghost ship, keep the ship. It'd be, I mean, that ship, ghost ship, I mean, it's probably all beaten up, but if,
Time
you know,
to make the warlock pact with the ship.
right? Oh, hell yeah.
We did it with the dragon. Boys.
Right?
I mean-
one more. Sorry, go ahead.
if you brought back the ship, you realize we would have a ghost ship in the arsenal of the Gold Mercers Guild.
That's depending on how we get it.
I imagine that I don't know much lore about ghost ships, but I think it might have something to do with the crew. That
A full crew manifest, please.
I don't think you're going to succeed at it, and it's not going to be cost effective, but if you want a
is a
crew
side
manifest, I will entertain the thought, and I will get you a manifest.
Yes.
So that sounds to me like you're all in agreement. However, first and foremost, top objective, the real objective I am asking you to do, is to go to the island and find the 4 chests.
Yeah, we got that. Go to the island, look at the map, find the 4 chests.
So, if we don't have to find the 4 chests, but we bring the boat back, is it still a success or is it a loss?
I think you're pushing your luck here.
Out of character as a DM, I don't have that. I don't have the materials for that set up in Foundry right yet. So,
Brings back the boat, completely screwed.
no,
Well,
man, don't get me
go back
wrong.
out
I have the map for it already. I can like snap it into existence if we need it.
I'm just playing with you.
Yeah.
Like, it literally, if it comes up, maybe we'll attempt it, but I doubt it.
Yeah. It's like. So, I mean, fact of the matter is, any of the gold that you retrieve, I will say 25% of the gold goes towards your goes towards your debts.
And of the magical artifacts?
You, the magical artifacts. Those magical artifacts will belong to the Gold Mercers Guild, but as members of the Gold Mercers Guild, I might give you license to requisition them. In other words, I'll give you the right to borrow them.
Okay.
And maybe earn them some other way, but borrow them at the very least.
I might be new here, but what's stopping any of us from just not telling you what we found?
Because I know what's in those chests.
Chests could get
It's been a
damaged,
while
you know?
since you've seen them. I don't like how we did the same idea.
say that again? Sorry.
Well, chests can get damaged, you know. Are you
Items
gonna
lost in the ocean.
hold our feet to the fire if you're expecting some magical items and we're unable to find it?
Allow me to rephrase this. The magical items, the things that we are most definitely looking for. When the ship was mutinied, or when the old captain was mutinied, they for certain hid those items in a location so that we wouldn't know where they would have gone to. In order to properly negotiate with us, it would make more sense that those items would be in the chests, in the buried locations on that map, than on the ship. If they are not there, well, then I won't be a very happy bugbear, now will I?
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I was just asking, just in case. Work can be dangerous, you know.
Indeed.
And of the loot we find that is not part of the chests?
If you find any loot that is not part of the specific chests that I'm asking you to retrieve, that loot is yours. I will also mention that this pirate crew had a penchant for firearms.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Not that they were the
Maybe a
most... They weren't necessarily the most extravagant firearms, but they knew how to use them.
Oh, wait. Actually, Ghost Crew has got... Maybe.
It'll be great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, why be a monk when you can have enough guns to put them at bay?
Isn't there that like Gunkata thing?
There is. But I had a swashbuckler rogue once who never reloaded a gun. All she did was put a new flintlock and fire it during battle. He's drunk to walk.
Also, yeah, don't y'all know that forgiveness is easier than permission? Let's just take shit.
I don't know. It's been. Let's just see if we can find this treasure first. Did you notice that he's still wearing his mankini?
You, before you head out, you get properly dressed, because I'm not sending you out and that.
I mean,
I'm directly going to run up, jump on top of it, and start like running, squatting with my cigar in mouth.
I do want to say he is properly dressed.
Yeah, are you trying to
He is
cancel
answer
Blaze? Don't cancel his culture. Come on.
Yeah, dude, that's highly racist.
We share the same culture. We're both goblinoids.
Oof.
Hey,
Wait, is
So-
that true?
Fine.
I do not draw an association with that one. You get dressed. And you, I'll have a talk with you in a moment. And you, points over to Vorin. Don't let me catch you in the Thunderjaw Keep half naked again. And you points at Lambo.
I promise.
Oh, say your piece. Sorry.
Oh, I can't make any promises there. But can I bring some ale and whiskey to our trip? No, I feel naked without a drink.
And I think rum.
Go ahead and dress up in rum. Fits the occasion. And you, this points at Wambo.
Fucking Wambo.
You look like a dog came over and crapped on your mother's petunias. Did you not get enough sleep last night?
Did I get enough sleep? I would just glare over at the others over there. Blazing forward.
Warren will just look at him and go, I guess Rambo needs some drinks as well.
A strong cup of coffee, if there is such a thing here. Does coffee exist in the rivers?
I mean, coffee beans probably exist, so therefore coffee probably exists.
Or do you want whiskey in the coffee?
Slog is finally going to point over to Oscar and be like, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Teacher's pet.
Happy to oblige.
Remembering when he turned the snake and used that suggestion, Wambo might point out it might be useful to have a magical hand at our sides. Will you be joining us? Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna look down my nose at over there. Will you be joining us, Mr. Coin Metal?
Got no other choice. A lot of debt to be paid. A little bit of time.
Yes, another ally by force. Fantastic. Well, it will be a pleasure to have you along, of course.
Of course, y'all realize that at the rate that you're doing these tasks for me, you will be in surplus in no time. You will be making money.
Well, to our mutual enrichment, then.
To the guild's enrichment. And you, of course, are going to be walking away with something. It's not as if you're going to be without gold, it's without loot.
Or a ghost ship. I'm so stoked.
Artifacts and what the fuck? I completely forgot what I wanted. Martial techniques.
Yeah.
Are the only payments I require. Cannot offer you gold.
I think Blaze has some martial techniques he can show you.
You're all dismissed. Go and spend the next hour getting ready, getting dressed, and heading down to the docks to onboard the ship. Ventress, stay behind for a moment.
I'm sorry. I thought this was Silesia.
You mean Tahiri?
You know what I said.
No.
As you see him pick up his clothes, and he already has a bottle of rum that nobody knows how it appeared.
I'm gonna make
he
my
takes
way out
a
of the
he takes a deep breath and he puts his fingers. He puts his hand underneath his desk, and he presses a button, and the door opens.
Damn, I was really hoping Blaze would get sent down a chute or something.
I was thinking that too, like his
Right.
trapdoor.
Oh, time is money, friend. We'll see you when we get back.
Yeah, I'll go
Indeed.
grab some barrels. Thanks, boss.
What's so matter with you? Go follow your buddy.
Do I have? Oh, yeah.
That was just an excuse for a pun.
Gotcha.
Blaze, go pole
Noted.
dance someplace else and get dressed for the mission. Whoop.
It's gonna be coined in copper coins for weeks.
When your dice is cursed, you got like 2 natural ones that conversation.
Right?
Slog
Yeah, I know.
Slog's gonna step forward, and he's gonna scratch his beard, and he's going to look over to Ventress, and he's gonna say, "You've been double-crossing me every step of the way."
Oh, once have I double crossed you. I've only been a step ahead of you. Then again, you should know this, but I like to be ahead of my targets, my allies, or my foes at all times. After all, you looked into my background, didn't you?
Indeed. I have to be honest. There were various reasons that each of the individuals on those gallows seemed valuable to the guild and to me and my purposes. Of course, Oscar being the most recent addition, somebody who has a shrewd sense of earning some gold and has a thirst for it. Also a fantastic addition. But everybody on those gallows, everybody had some sort of ambition, so had some sort of purpose, not to falter to a rope around their neck. You, especially, you're looking for not money. You're looking for something even more valuable. You're looking for intel, and you know the value of intel. You've displayed that to me already. And he gives a thought to something. And he looks over to you and says, "It seems more so than the others that you have the sort of drive and the resolve that it takes to be more than just an operative. Of course, the line of promotion in the Gold Mercers Guild is pretty set, that it would take typically more than just this mission for everybody to see additional benefit, but I could see to making sure that you become lieutenant in no time flat, given the fact that you, not that nobody else in the group has an appreciation for the value of intel, but you seem to have demonstrated it pretty adamantly over this past day. If you can indeed get your hands on this ship, you will have ownership of the ship, and I will make you the captain.
Sorry, I'm a little stunned. I was not expecting that one. I was actually expecting to get reprimanded.
Roll an insight check.
That's a good point. I have no idea if he was telling the truth to me.
Yeah.
Thank God I have advantage. Goddamn.
15. There's a very distinct thing that you notice in the interactions that you've had with Slog. Thing is that he definitely comes off as this heavy-handed boss who just, wants to tell people their business and tell them to go away. But he is far more shrewd than that. You get the sense that your particular choice of approach to him has in fact gained a level of respect that he's gained a respect of you. However, at the same time, you also get the sense that he's doing this because he's wary of what the kind of insubordination that you've already displayed. And that he believes that if he puts you in a more prominent position, that it might... He believes it might change your tune a little bit. And if it doesn't change your tune, it will raise the stakes for what he might ask for your group to do in the future. There is a method to his madness. There's something in particular that he is trying to rear this group for. There's something specific, and he's not sharing it. And it seems like he's playing an interesting game of chess with each of you.
I'm guessing
that's
he's
where
not
he
like
messed
And that
up.
he's made you the queen piece on the chessboard.
as I move in any direction.
Yeah.
To be frank with you, so long as you provide me with what I need, I'll provide you with services that you need. And I see this as a beneficial partnership between us. So far.
If you bring back that ship, we might have a little chat about a certain ruby tome. Seems I have your...
Attention? Quite.
a little bit of both, perhaps.
I do, at this point, since we're having a conversation, I do take off the mask. He probably already knows what I am.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to show him the facial scars and show how serious I actually am in the matter. Not take your promises lightly. I shall keep you to your word.
Gods be damned. I always thought it was a story. Well, we have an understanding then.
Right.
Now, go prepare for the mission.
In my head as I put my mask on as I walk out. But before I do want to insight check his final, like right before I shut the door, how he's looking.
Okay, sure. 14. He's got a bit of a poker face on. You can't quite break past that poker face, but you get the sense that he is very approving of this decision that he's made. As he closes the door behind you. All right. We have about 20 minutes left of the session. This was there was a lot of social and roleplay going on. However, before the session ends in 20 minutes, I want to put you at the place of the scene, and we will basically resolve. We'll continue on the meat and gravy of the one shots in the upcoming session. But at the very least, let's see how far we get. Long story short, you all get prepared with your necessary items. You're all healed up. You all have your spell slots back. You will all get whatever it is necessary. Whatever it is that's necessary for you to get ready, and you head to the docks. Let's see here. Let's make sure that I
walk to the docks. I'm gonna say to Blaze, "We have a boat to get."
Oh, I'm still wearing my banana hammock.
Oh, I'm perfectly aware. That's
Like,
why
you
I'm
want
at
the
least
boat?
2 feet away from you, so you won't touch me.
Oh my god, this fucking guy.
Oh, one sec. He's like, all right, as he just druid crafts himself around so that like you just see a bunch of sparse like flowers growing around him all throughout his chest hair, body. We got it now.
Jesus. So you end up being boarded onto a vessel. It's not the ship that you were initially on. It's a completely different ship. If we want to give a name to this ship, it is the flipping a coin.
Ed,
The Jolly Bandit. No,
Nice.
the Jolly Centaur. That's what it's called.
hell yeah.
The Sea Centaur. Love it. The Jolly Sea
Love
Centaur.
referencing. That is the exact opposite of Alaris, who sings.
And upon getting ready, getting all your stuff, you are brought onto this ship, and the ship embarks out to sea. There is a vessel that is connected to this ship. It is a sort of a rowboat, but it's more of like a canoe with a large canoe with a sail on it. And the ship ends up sailing northbound. Let me go ahead and bring up the map of Leonios to show you the proper location of.
Yes, we're gonna get like the Indiana Jones, like X's on the map, right, flying over it, time lapse montage.
I want us to get that goddamn ship.
I know.
Davy Jones it.
Hell yeah. Right there with you.
Does Sea of Thieves it? Yeah, for sure.
No, not only that, but have the fucking our druid turn into a fucking kraken.
Sorry, I'm not a moon druid.
Oh, you can't. Oh, a fire dragon.
Oh, I gotta change this so y'all can see it.
Oh, don't.
It's a shame we can't shave the boss.
Yeah, that would have been fucking hilarious. Getting custom art for a shaved fucking.
Oh no. Don't make Matt spend his money on
We're
that.
right in between Chukdar and Thales. Oh boy, we are gonna have a fun time.
Where are we?
We are we are sailing in between Chukdar and Thales in the Serpent's Bay.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Where the fuck do you see this at? I see Foam on Sea, Freeman. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We zoomed all the way out.
Yeah.
We do get the Indiana Jones trail. It's so great.
Yep. So
I'm
you're
just waiting
definitely
for us.
you're definitely doing one of those.
I don't see any Indiana Jones trail.
There's like a little yellow line here going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can look on the stream otherwise, but I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't see. I'll have to look on the stream.
That's weird. I mean, maybe you have to refresh, but no.
All right.
If I refresh it.
So, as the ship is sailing along, halfway through, I need one of you to volunteer. Only one. Don't roll it right away. I need somebody to volunteer to roll a D100 on an encounter.
All right, I'll do it.
Yes.
Wait.
Chaos
Do you
Brew.
want do we want to roll low or high?
I'm
I
not
don't
going to tell
care.
you.
Because if we
Chaos
want to
Brew.
roll
Let's go.
high,
It's
It's probably
riggedy
section.
random.
right. So I'm saying if we want to roll high, we should
There's
ask.
the yellow line.
We should ask
Well,
Oscar to
transfer.
roll. If we want to roll low, then we ask. Right, is it
My
Borman's
rolls
roll?
they can't keep up.
Right.
No,
They
we
gotta-
don't let
they gotta
Oscar
even
roll.
out.
If it's hot, it's bad.
Come on, Forn.
I don't know. I kind of want to see what 100 is.
I kind of want to be at a 50. You know, not bad, but not great.
All right, should I roll it now or?
Yeah, roll it. Go for it.
48.
Wow. Hey, there you go. That's pretty damn close.
Not bad, but not great.
All right. Part of it for flavor is as you are traveling, you can very distinctly see just from the very edge, and it's massive. It's a massive school of brightly colored fish swimming alongside the boats. These fish are like the size of tuna, and they have this shimmering gem colored, like multicolored sheen.
They seem to be fleeing, or are they just swimming?
They're swimming along the ship.
Oh, okay. That's
Sort of almost like dolphins, but they're not dolphins. This is the kind of thing that fishermen pray for, and it, the kind of thing that could like feed them for days or months, or weeks or months. However, somebody roll a nature check.
That will be me.
Go for it.
But with that, I am also going to do is you start, as Blaze looks down, you start doing some hand movements. As he is, as you see him puff out from his cigar a huge wad of smoke. As you see a weird fish with a serpentine head fall down, and he cast Ember Familiars, Don Peng. Chase after the fish.
Wait.
What?
Oh no, I was talking to someone. Sorry, I forgot
Oh.
to mute.
Which is going to be aquatic.
Beautiful.
As
Wait,
I
on
am
fire?
going.
How does that work?
Oh, it's essentially a concentration spell. Is that for 90 feet near me, up to 90 feet, this thing is able to act onto its own accord. Having to give it a verbal command.
Nice.
So let's see. Oh!
There you go. Good stuff.
So you just see.
So what is it that you're doing with this creature?
Oh, I'm having it help me try to catch up with the fish as it's like as you see like a gold burning shimmering into it as it's swimming through, catching up with one of the fish. As I'm like chasing it down as well. I go in hard.
So they're chasing down the. Are they like hunting the fish? They're trying to take out the fish, or just?
Right now we're both trying to take the fish out. Hopefully, one of our associates, most likely Vorn, who is an absolute ledge, is going to get a rod out so he can pull us up. It's not gonna go well.
But you sure you want me to roll for something?
Dude, you gotta fix your dice. They are so cursed.
Yeah.
No. You do. Was that for roll 4?
That was for something completely different. So paint the picture a little bit more for me, so I understand what's happening. Sorry, I'm.
Oh. You just see me going into the. You just see me essentially like helping Dapeng go through and start hunting down these fish as I'm just like pulling them up, pulling them up with the rod.
All right. In which case, I'd say, like, was it required to go fishing? That's like acrobatics with advantage, my friend.
Okay.
Survival or acrobatics, but I think acrobatics in this case.
Yeah.
Because you're really rounding up the fish, and you're just trying to pull them out of the water. You managed to get a couple of really good sized fish. Some of them, like, they're too big and too heavy for you as an individual to reel them up. So you need somebody to help you, like, lure these things up onto the ship.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Yeah. So with Vorn's help, both of you are able to pull, like, these sapphire. One's more sapphire shimmering, and one's a mesh between topaz and amethyst. Two large fishes, and like the crew actually manages to take these fishes and put them up on a scale to weigh them, and one of them is like 65 pounds, and another one of them is like 45. Like, they're big. And so a lot of people seem pretty impressed by this. For the part of the encounter that's actually encounter, though, as everybody is sort of like, admiring over these fish you caught, you see this small vessel pass your ship, and it seems to be a trader ship. You see basically a willowy male human. He's in this brig that is just a one-person ship, and he waves down the ship that you're on in hopes to do a little bit of trading. And when he manages to enter, he offers you all the opportunity to purchase some magic items, which I'm going to create a journal entry really quick, and I'm going to post magic item shop A. Magic item shop A is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to put these on. I'm going to save that entry, and then I'm going to show y'all.
I am flat out insight checking this piece of shit.
Okay, go ahead and do an insight check.
Yeah, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, pal.
Yeah, for that salesperson, that tradesman, yeah, I'd definitely be doing the same thing.
Team baby.
He doesn't seem no, I mean he seems like an honest trader. He tells stories about how he goes from port to port selling valuable goods when he can do so, and he tries to find adventurers in particular to sell some of the more valuable stuff, like the stuff here. And he just, sometimes he does in fact flag down ships that are big like this, that aren't bearing pirate flags and stuff like that. and tries to do business. However, you get a sense from that insight check, from those insight checks, that seems that this individual could probably be haggled a little bit if you're interested in anything.
Quick question: do we actually have the fucking gold to afford him 200 gold pieces?
I have 0.
What you have is an account.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not
With the Gold Mercers Guild, if you wish to add it to that account. A line of credit.
See,
infinite line of
that's the
credit.
fun thing for me.
Cool.
'Cause,
Buy it all.
well, as you see Dop just literally just hanging around, coiling with like with a fish fins around it, just like, I don't know. I didn't have my camera on, but it's like a weird snake fish.
Mm-hmm.
Make it.
So, I mean, you can charge this onto your total. By the way, for some of you, I should have a document that actually lists what that total is. But for a bunch of you, that is now going to be 21,000, and for at least one of you, that is 16,000.
There's no interest on that, right? Just
As
checking.
I raise a brow.
Right, or any other extra legal maritime laws that I should be aware of. Just kidding.
We'll find out.
Right. I would like to buy Bear's Endurance and Wand, Acid Arrow.
I will take the Arcane Scroll of Calm Emotion.
You should have like a club.
Nope, the items were generated from a random item magic shop generator, and these were the items.
He's just one random guy, right?
Yeah, one random guy. So kill him, put the body in the ocean, and
I mean,
I wouldn't be for it. Lawful good.
I'm. Well, yeah, you wouldn't be, but dude, I flat out. I'm an assassin.
I don't really need any of his stuff.
Same here.
I'll let him
only
live this
sword.
time. I'll let him live because I kind of want the Scroll of Calm Emotion. So if he ever has something I want, he's dead.
How
Okay.
kind, how merciful.
Yeah, well,
So one of you has bought the potion of Bear's Endurance and the Wand of Acid Arrow. Another one of you is buying the Scroll of Calm Emotions. And that sounds like it's it.
How big are the scrolls?
How do you mean, how big are the scrolls?
Like what size are they? I'm asking this for the spell of Distort Value.
What is the limit of Distort Value?
So like for level 1, it can only be 1 foot on a side.
Only 1 foot on a side, huh? Well, I mean, it's... Well, the thing is that it is something that... I mean, if it's a scroll, it doesn't need to be very big. I mean, especially if it's for combat purposes, if it's like this big, that's a honking scroll, and it's not very good for spells. And most scrolls are small things. It'll be less than a foot.
It's probably not worth it for 25 gold. He would take one of the Endure elements.
Okay, so you take Endure Elements. Ventress takes... I'm gonna write this down real quick.
Calm Emotion. I'm gonna need it for that bugbear.
Need it for that bugbear, Jesus. Ventress. Calm Emotions Scroll, and that is 200 GP. And then we had Oscar, which picked up an Endure Elements scroll for 25. Then we had Wambo.
Yeah, can I haggle for it still?
You can, do a persuasion.
Cool. Yeah, I would like to bluff and say that I won't tell the authorities about his illegal smuggling operation. Would that still be persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Persuasion? Okay. I don't know if he's actually doing that, but hey, that works for me. 22.
Versus an 18, 22 is successful, so he's going to nut the pricing down some. I think you got 22, so I'd say like 15%.
Sweet.
Nice.
Not bad, not bad.
So,
Like,
potion of bear's endurance and wand of acid arrow.
Potion of bear's endurance. Nice. I feel like I get ads about those and emails and spam.
Watch this motherfucker be telling us what's in the chat.
Can you say that again? You buzzed a whole bunch there.
I said, watch this motherfucker be telling us what was in the chests, and he was the one who found them.
Stay tuned next week for the next episode. No, I'm kidding. Before we head off, the trader says, "Pleasure doing business with you." Gets on his brig, sails away, and you reach your destination, my friends. Heading all the way up to Thundering Isle. And you find yourself not to Thundering Isle, but past Thundering Isle, a couple, maybe 3 miles out. And you do see, as the sun is coming down quickly, there is these green lights in the distance of a ship that seems to be openly floating out in the mist. And you... Say again?
I said, "Oh fuck! It found us. We didn't get off the boat yet."
No, I mean, they haven't. I mean, do they see the big ship? They might, but they don't know that you're about to get on a small ship and head towards the island. Could be just a passing ship.
See them, right?
Yeah, that you're a number of miles away from the island. So it looks like this ship is going to pass around the island. It's not going to come anywhere near the island. However, in reality, you're getting into a rowboat, which is basically a canoe with a sail on it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and you're going to be independently on this one in particular, so that you end up traveling.
There's a captain, right?
Say that again?
There's a captain on this ship, right?
There is.
Does he have a little telescope thing? Little binocular?
Yeah, there's a telescope.
Can I borrow it?
He hands it over to you. It's like yeah.
I'm gonna
You can
use
take
it
a
to look at
look-see.
the ship. I'd
Yes.
see if there's crew on there, or at least attempt.
It's hard for you to see figures with how dark it is, and you are peering through mist. That isn't necessarily something you will be able to see even with a roll, to be honest. But there are multiple green ghostly lights on this ship. It is moving with the waves very gently. And it does very clearly resemble a galleon, like a pirate ship. Or a frigate, sorry, a frigate.
Holy shit!
No, galleon would be too big for pirate ship.
It's like 30 cannons per side.
Yeah, I changed it to frigate. I realized the galleon was too big. I need to toggle navigation on one of these things.
I mean, it would explain why no ship fucking survived.
Let's see. Thundering Island. That's
So,
what I'm looking
can I
for.
pay this guy for his telescope?
You may pay this. No, you may not. That is not your telescope. He will take his telescope back.
I'm on it.
He is going to give you a briefing that at this particular hour, like 7:30 in the morning, when the fog is usually at its thickest, you will see a flare in the distance to the west, and that is your signal to head out. If you're coming back to the ship as it passes by again, that is your signal to head out on the rowboat, quote unquote, the canoe, and to head back to the ship with your loot.
How many days do we have?
It's one night, so it's going to become night tonight, and then 7:30 in the morning is when you should expect to see the ship come by again with a flare, shooting off, basically it's signaling you the position.
Oh,
Nope, I need to put a certain Oscar on this too. Oops.
we did bring the rum, correct?
Of course.
Of course, and the whiskey.
You better believe it, we got the booze!
Good job. We may have to trade it.
What?
What? Oh, hell no, we ain't trading that. We're drinking it.
Listen, if we trade it to the ghost pirates, maybe they'll move on and we can take the ship.
They're ghosts.
And we can buy
They're
all
dead.
the booze.
It'll just go through them.
I'm sorry. Sometimes a waste is needed. Think of all the booze you could
These
buy
are
with
my
10 grand.
treasures and they make everything feel better.
Blaze, let's drink him before he trades them. Let's finish it all today.
This
Like-
once. Could you not drink? One day, and I will buy you 17 rounds.
High-end stuff, right?
High-end stuff.
Hold on, okay, big guy.
Monastery booze.
Look, he's considering the fact that he's the pet, he can actually get us the good stuff.
All right.
So we don't drink these right now, and then he gets us the really good stuff.
Oh, it's a plan, Dan.
Exactly.
One final thing to throw in. Hey, Oscar, you notice that there is as you are sitting on this vessel, you notice that there's a note in your pocket.
Sorry. I guess Oscar would kind of feel around and wonder where it came from and take a look at it.
It has a very, very tiny seal of the Gold Mercers Guild on it. And it's this like super tall, super tiny like strip of paper that's folded over, and it has this tiny wax seal of the Gold Mercers Guild logo on it.
Does it say anything as he like takes off the seal and looks at it and opens it?
You take off the seal and you look at it, and it's a message from Slog Dumak. It says two things. The first thing it says is basically a congratulations on your promotion to operative from worm status. As you know, the ranks from the Gold Mercers Guild, everybody that starts out as a worm or an associate, and then the next rank up is called a canary or an operative. And so this is your first notice of your promotion. Basically, out of character, any person that plays at least one session of a Gold Mercers Guild session, whatever it is, will go to operative. So that's like my prerequisite. However, the other part of the note says, keep an eye on Ventress. He might be getting too big of a head.
Hey,
Seeing that,
Mock is a dead man. Call me a he.
he would.
Oh, sorry. I
Oh, you
screwed
dug
up.
your grave.
She, Ventress.
Shaved.
Sorry. I'm sorry. She.
No. It's too late. You've done the deed.
No, I
He's
did
getting
not.
shaved in his sleep.
It says she. There's no. No. It says she. Stop it.
I'm
Don't.
just fucking.
Don't. Yeah.
I won't
Okay.
do that.
All right.
Taking a look at it like front to back, he would like make sure there's no like hidden magical messages on there really quick, and then he would rip it up and just kind of throw it in the water.
As you rip it up, it literally like crumbles into ash.
When he was flipping it back and forth, could I see the writing?
I don't imagine you were flipping it back and forth.
It was like he just kind of looked it over. He turned it over to see if there was anything on the back,
Okay.
and then when there was nothing else to read, he just tore it up.
And so you
Also,
were headed to the Thundering Isle. My
During this
friends.
time, could he have summoned his familiar during this time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. that's
Any
fine.
last minute things you need to do, like cast Magic Shield, or no, not Magic Shield, Mage Armor, or
I'm
invoke your
putting on my
familiar and all that.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my armor.
And so what will our adventurers find on this island? Will they find treasure? Or will they find a terrible fate? We will find out in the next episode of the Gallows Humor. I want to thank all of the players that have participated in this 2-shot. Perhaps 3-shot if you decide to do something even more rambunctious, like take over a pirate ship.
It's already been decided.
All right, sweet. So we are going to properly thank our players, and thank you very much everybody in chat for watching. Our players are Blackman Inc. / Sean as Oscar Coinmansel.
Yo,
We have Squigs playing as Blaze. We have Limbit playing as Ventress. Phoenix V playing as Thorn. And Narth playing as Wambo. And once again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you all the players for playing. We will most likely be picking this up. Picking this up in a future Tuesday. I will talk to my players about the next availability, and I will let y'all know. It has been a pleasure and a privilege, and I, Chaotic and Writer, will bring you. We'll see you in the next episode. I will also bring you to the next episode because I am the host. But I will see you in the next episode. And I hope y'all a fantastic evening.
Can't have the Gold Mercers Guild without Chaotician Rider.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Not a chance. All right.